Star Trek is owned by CBS Studios, Inc. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of. Every human being who ever was lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering. Thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor, and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were, but without it we go nowhere. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. These are the voyages of the USS Pegasus.
Touches his comm badge. Hunt here.
How is the planet looking from a security point of view? Are the locals amenable?
Amendable.
Amenable. Are they welcoming or are they hostile?
Oh, the race is, yes, the locals are very amenable.
Is there anything that you require?
We could request some help with some mathematical calculations. We're currently in discussion with one of the local astronomers about the black hole.
Do you have access to the information that you can send us? We can have the science division have a look.
Yes, we do. He's obviously looking at the. I think was it last game that he had the calculations and like the.
Yeah, he had them just out, like we saw them
on the tabletop or something. Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So how do we transmit that? Just use our tricorders?
Yeah, I'm assuming you can scan.
Yeah.
I mean, we can scan stuff now and take pictures with our phone.
Yeah, we could just take a picture and send it. So I guess they should be able to.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 23rd century. I'm assuming that we've improved upon that sort of concept.
Right. And yet we still have to carry around torches.
Well, that's the one thing they didn't manage to
be reasonable,
improve.
man.
All right, you need a pad and a pencil to write out all of his stuff.
And we just copy it all out, and then we mail it to the Pegasus. we find a carrier pigeon that can fly into space.
Didn't have a string long enough to go from the Pegasus to the can.
Tin can drop down. Hello up there.
Okay.
So yes, I'm assuming though you can scan it.
Yep.
Then we should ask the guy if he's okay with that.
What was this guy's name again?
Did we get a name for him? I didn't write one.
I didn't write one either.
No, Minister of Astronomy is all I have.
She is nameless.
So he's just the minimum. So, Minister, would you mind if our experts on our ship have a look at your calculations?
No. Will the process damage the parchment?
Oh, no. I can simply scan it using this device and transmit the information from here up to the ship.
Sounds fascinating. And he's watching eagerly to see what exactly this entails.
He'll be disappointed.
He's going to be very disappointed.
Just kind of wave it over the paper and then, okay,
Yep.
I'm done.
Hunt's just sort of like scanning it using his tricorder. He's not making that sound with his voice.
Are you required to make that sort of sound?
Every time?
And it runs on noise.
Yes, it runs on that.
What exactly is it doing?
So it's using. Okay, how can I explain it in layman's terms?
It's making a copy of the information and sending it to the people we want to have a look at it.
But nothing has left here.
No, it doesn't. We don't need to take your actual copy. We just make a copy of the information.
And you can do that with any written document?
Yes?
That is correct, Minister. And I'll send. Hunt sends the data up to Pegasus. Captain, you should be receiving the information momentarily.
It's coming in now. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. We will be in touch.
Thank you.
The thing explodes around you as a big red beam of energy slams into the console, sending sparks and pieces of it at the metal housing blasting off it as the robot is marching into the room slowly. So you guys are in now initiative. It is a start of a round. You are sure by the damage inflicted on the console that this thing is definitely not on any sort of stun setting. It's got a big, maybe 16-inch wide aperture on one of its arms, which is glowing red, and you can see within, it's like a spinning sort of mechanism that must be building up enough energy and then it unleashes it in a beam.
All right, so Aura, how much do we have, by the way?
5.
Okay. So Aura is going to dive for cover and turn his phaser to the highest setting. And can I take a shot as well? Okay. Well, I will crouch behind. Is there like a crate or like a console?
You have right in the center is the console, and it's metal, but it definitely took damage from that shot.
Okay. All right. So taking cover, I'm going to fire over the top of the console and try and shoot the robots.
So your beam lashes out, you hit the power source. It's still up, but there is a small explosion and fire on the side. It looks like it is not quite as powerful as it was, and there is definite damage.
Nice. Got a good shot in. See if you can hit
job,
the
Lieutenant.
see if you can hit the power source there as well.
And the beam doesn't seem quite as strong as the first couple of shots, but it's still not something you want to get hit by. It definitely feels a very strong heat, just not as intense as it has been as the beam flashes by Yennek's chest.
Okay. Okay, I won't spend the momentum then.
No? Okay, so got 2 left for now.
Oh,
Well, you can re-roll one. You can re-roll the 20.
But I can re-roll anyways, yeah.
It's going to be a miss, I think, regardless, but you'll avoid the complication.
Yeah, well, unless I roll a 1.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my god, it really.
Oh no.
Got it in for me tonight.
Jeez, all right.
Wow.
Why does
What's
Dice
your
Maiden not have it in front?
What's your complication?
You hit Aura.
We're both hiding. Could be, yeah. Let's just say that there's some kind of complication with the phaser that maybe I'm not going to be able to fire for 2 more rounds or something.
So the phaser beam hits the weak points of the robot again and completely severs its main weapon from its body. And it starts to go like critical. There's like a kind of beeping noise and starts to flash. And then there's a mini explosion and its remaining torso kind of falls to the ground. It is dead, as much as robots can be.
Oh.
Excellent.
I have a quick look at the exo. Does it look like he hasn't been hurt at all? Are you okay, Commander?
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Yes. Well done, Lieutenant.
Yeah, you too. Good job finding that weak point. Hadn't. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have even thought to look for one.
Okay.
But we should.
Yeah, I guess we should. Do we want to take a look at it? Or do we want to look at this console first? I guess we'll take a look at the droid first to make sure it's inoperative.
Yeah, actually dead. But it's not moving, which is a good sign. And can I walk over to the robot and investigate? There's something odd about this power source. I'm getting some weird readings. It almost seems like it's powered by the black hole. It has like the same energy signature. It's similar. I don't know if it's the exact same, but I've never seen anything like this. Have you?
No, there's nothing like that noted in any Starfleet records. We are dealing with something completely foreign.
Do you want to check out the terminals as well? Let's see if we can get any more information about this.
Yep. Can
artifact.
I take a look at the terminal?
It is damaged. You think it is a repository for a lot of information. Trying to download all of it would be a monumental task, but you can certainly grab some.
Okay, so we'll try to get whatever we can out of it. Maybe similar to see if there's anything that we can, any information we can extract from the robot as well. If there's like an I/O port or something that we can.
So you think it would take about an hour to fill the resources that you have with you, like of data?
Okay. Do we have any further evidence of the people that were here from the other ship? We saw one body, right?
One ash pile.
One ash pile. But I think we were assuming there was more than one person. Or we were told.
Yes, there was 3, but you've only found 1 so far.
Yeah. So we might still want to continue to look for those people. And when we're going to have to come back this way to exit. So maybe it's best if we recover the missing people first, because they might have more information for us.
Well, we can certainly try. I mean, well, we're here now. Maybe we can get something, but whatever you think is best, Exo.
Yeah, if it's going to take an hour, I would say our time is better used finding the other people.
Okay.
The lives of the officers of Starfleet must be put first.
Yes, that makes sense.
So then we continue on, I guess, out of the room. Try to recreate or see if we can go to where the robot was coming from. Or whichever way we think the people might be kept.
This is Lieutenant Alana.
Yes.
I've gone over his calculations. They are surprisingly good for a pre-warp individual, but there are some fundamental issues that I have found. How would you like me to convey the information to you?
Would you be able to describe it to him yourself? He may be more likely to believe if the method of communication proves that we have the technology to disprove his calculations.
Stand by.
Yes.
Lockley here. Do you feel that it would be not particularly traumatic if someone else beamed down?
Oh, no, I didn't wish for her to beam down, just to over-communicate or just explain.
Well, you're in charge. I don't see an issue with sending another one down if you feel the populace will not be terrified by doing so, or...
They weren't terrified by us at all, really.
You are the officer in the field. It's your call.
Well, we are within a small hut.
That is true. It wouldn't...
If anyone were to freak out, I mean, there's no one here.
Well,
Other than the
Minister of Astronomy. Yes, I think that would be fine in that case.
And about 20 seconds later, you hear the familiar teleport sound and the room lights up and Lieutenant Alana forms before you, and he's just standing there. He's not terrified, but he's just like staring at her.
Well, at least he now has something to be more impressed by than waving a tricorder over some paper.
And he's just blinking. And you can tell he's trying to form a sentence, but nothing... Whatever is in the brain is not reaching the mouth. Alana is completely oblivious to this. And just steps forward. Greetings. I am Lieutenant Alana of the USS Pegasus. And she steps by him, and she has... It's sort of like a data pad kind of thing. And she puts it down. And he's sort of like... He's trying to catch up. You can tell the brain is trying to catch up. How?
Well, that would be another long explanation. More importantly, we'd rather go over your calculations with you. As Lieutenant Alana here has mentioned that there are some issues with them.
And he sort of walks over and he starts to look, and then he sort of stops and looks back at her and he... Ears! And she raises one eyebrow. And he looks at Kelle, and he seems to be able to tell the difference between male and female in the species. And he's looking at Kelle, and he's looking back at Alana. Difference!
Difference. Yes, we are different.
Yep. As I mentioned earlier, we're a race of travelers, and there are many cultures and races throughout the universe.
Yes.
You can tell he's not afraid, but he's got a lot he's processing. She just looks at him. Quite. Now, as I was saying, and she starts explaining...
Math.
Astrophysics, all sorts of complicated equations and showing him stuff. And once they start to get into it, if you didn't know better, you'd say she was enjoying herself. Definitely in her element. Mathematics seems to be her major. So doing this seems to be exactly in her element.
Excellent.
Well, Hunt's got his head on the wall, wishing he was up with Yennek and Thatcher.
He doesn't know what they're doing. He doesn't know they're fighting a robot.
He can only imagine that they're having a great time
Fighting a robot.
discovering new and wondrous things.
And he's like, I'm stuck with the math.
And you think they're going to be a little bit. They're going over a lot of different things.
Lieutenant Alana, would you mind if we left you to finish explaining this and we went and dealt with another minister?
That is agreeable.
Excellent, thank you.
Hunt sort of straightens himself up, so shakes his head. Looking expectantly at Kelle.
All right, biology, philosophy, or medicine? Take your pick.
You're the medical expert, so
Medicine?
I would say that's the next bet. Yep.
All right. Just here to look miserable. All right. Let's go find the Minister of Medicine. To look like you know what you're doing. Don't worry, math isn't my expertise either.
And he's not as old as the others, but he's probably late middle age. Our leader said I should expect you.
Yes, that was very kind of him. Are you all right if we talk for a while?
I have no objections. And his office seems very organized compared to the astronomy minister, who is much more creative in his sort of stuff. And there's lots.
This guy's a minister too, right?
Yes, he is Minister of Medicine. So there's a lot of files, neatly organized. Looks like it dates back quite a while.
As the Minister of Medicine, what exactly do you do?
I am responsible for organizing the training of doctors and medical staff. We are responsible for the keeping of the records of our race in all things of a medical nature. We are required to record births and deaths and anything related to that, as well as trying to find, if required, new medicines and improvements to the way we do things.
Interesting. Well, do you know why we're here?
There was talk that our world will be uninhabitable and that you are trying to convince us to leave.
That is true. What are your feelings on this?
It does seem somewhat far-fetched.
Why?
We have been here for thousands of years.
Yes, you have.
It has been what it has always been.
But now, it is different. There has been an event which will cause the planet to become uninhabitable.
But we will survive, we will persevere. It's what we do.
It is what you have done. But it won't be possible in this case. None of your crops will grow, you won't have anything to eat. You yourselves are particularly well suited to dealing with low levels of radiation. I'm not entirely clear on how you would be affected by the stronger levels, but certainly your crops will die.
And he gets up and he takes out a large folder and he puts it down and he opens it up. As you can see, we have an extremely good resistance to radiation.
Yes. You do.
And you can give me a roll.
I will. And this is what, reason medicine or
Reason medicine, yeah. And your xenobiology will play.
medicine? Hooray for xenobiology.
Do you have any talents that would affect?
Oh, darn it. Well, one of those is a nice number. Talents. No, that's a value. Talents, no. No.
Okay.
Unless I can use psychoanalyst, but that's not what that's for. So 1 success. Or 2 because of xenobiology.
Yeah.
Because 3 is under my... Yeah. 2 success.
Okay, so you don't get
So again, I just look at it and I go, that doesn't look exactly right. I'll get Lieutenant Alana to come look at it. She should just follow us around from house to house. Fact checking. And being told she has ears. Okay, yeah, I'll examine that.
So, I mean, it's going to take you about an hour, because you're going to have to be, you're having to sort of, you're looking for correlations and, similarities and that, so.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelle starts to ignore Hunt.
For an hour?
Yeah, and gets just suddenly, oh, this is my stuff.
No, she will explain. Be like, she's not just gonna be like, just stand there while I do this. Be like, no, there's some post-mortems in here I'm gonna take a look at.
Wait, what?
Cause of death and all that. Gonna take a look at some post-mortem reports.
Riveting.
Well, hopefully.
Do you need me here for that, or?
I mean, not particularly. I don't know if there's anything you would like to be doing.
Who else do we have to talk to?
There's still the Minister of Biology and the Minister of Philosophy. How do you feel about biology and philosophy?
I think I might just go mingle with the locals, if that's okay with you.
Yes, I think so. It might take me 45 minutes, an hour to take a look at these. If I don't want to miss anything.
Okay. I'll go and talk to some of the locals, I guess.
All right.
And Hunt will leave. Yeah, so he's going to make idle chit, talking, discuss, and talking about how they live and, I guess, beliefs and whether they
want to die of radiation.
want to die of radiation.
Would they rather not?
Well, if they do, they might have sports.
Okay, space station.
So, we've been walking for a little while, looking for the remaining crew. Do we
Do we see any signs of anything of a firefight or anything as we're walking?
You do not.
Can our tricorder work inside this thing?
Yes, but it seems to reflect a bit from the walls, or it's either reflecting away, like being bounced like a radar signal off, or the walls themselves are absorbing some of the actual things. But they do work.
Okay, and we were able to breathe in this place, correct?
You would be surprised that you can.
No. I meant like without our
you can.
suits on.
Yeah, but I'm saying you would be surprised. Like, you're not sure. You already know not every alien race requires oxygen. It's not an
Correct.
automatic thing. So, and it's been here for so long that it did feel a little surprising that it was very accommodating.
Right.
It's not too cold, it's not too hot, and there's oxygen.
Yeah. So it's like Class M atmosphere inside this thing, which leads me to believe that the crew of the other ship are possibly still in here somewhere. I guess we're going to continue our search.
And you enter a very large hexagonal room.
Well, that never spells trouble, so let's...
And it was pitch black until you stepped over the threshold, and then lights that are sort of built into the walls. It's like the room illuminates, not like a light switch sort of going on and light fixtures, but it's like the light seems to generate in the room. And you can see it's hexagonal, quite large, and as you enter, several consoles rise up out of the floor that were flush.
Curious.
Do you want me to investigate further?
Yes, let's go check it out.
I will hesitantly walk towards the...
Well, I'm walking with them. I mean, we're doing it as a team, so...
Okay.
But
So if
yeah,
something bad happens, it happens to both of us.
Exactly. Yes. I'm not trying to steal the scene or anything, but it's like, no, we are together. We're not gonna. You go there. I'm gonna go there. I'm just gonna go and hang out back by the escape shuttle. I mean, by the shuttle, and you can look around the.
Just give me 10 minutes before pressing that button.
Exactly.
And you can feel the power emanating. You can feel it through the floor that this artifact is either giving off or utilizing a great deal of power. You think more than the ship for sure.
More than the Pegasus?
Yep.
So it seems to be drawing power through the black hole, maybe. And that's why it has to stay here.
That would make sense, but what could you do with all that power? Why do you need it? What possible purpose could they have?
Well, it must be drawing a lot of power just to be able to stay this close to the black hole and not be drawn into it.
I guess, but that doesn't make sense for how you'd build a station here.
Perhaps there's some connection between the planet where Commander Hunt and Lieutenant Commander Kelle are, and this artifact.
Perhaps.
If we examine these consoles, are they all similar, or do they look like there's different writing on?
There's differences. You can give me 2 rolls. You can give me a perception roll, which is control security at this point.
Control and security?
Yep.
Both of us, or just one?
Yep. If you want to, I don't mind both of you looking.
1. I only got 1.
Can our tricorders help us out, or I guess this is just looking around?
No, this is looking around. Yeah.
I got 1 as well.
You both notice what looks like drops of blood.
Can we identify what type of blood?
Yeah, you'll try. I'm not going to make you roll for that, unless you want to roll and try to get some momentum. I'll make it a 0 task. But if you get 20s, you get complications.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So you go ahead. You're having better luck with the dice roller tonight.
Okay.
14.
Ooh, lucky you.
Oh dear. Yeah, I was just considering I could have died.
How could you have died? Oh, radiation or something? What? What are you dying from?
There you go.
Wait, what?
Well done, Chris.
That is 2 success.
Oh. No, surely that... No.
Are we gonna find out what's happening or no?
That's a future episode, isn't it?
Mr. Hunt, do you mind explaining this? Do you have an explanation for this?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You did say to go and seek relations with these people. And exactly that.
Oh dear. What's happened?
You still don't.
You weren't able to figure it out from that?
Yeah, I think.
My only question is who. Actually, I've got a couple more questions.
Well, it wasn't one of the ministers, if that's what you're asking. At least I think it wasn't.
So, sorry. Well,
getting back on track.
Yeah, trying to.
Out of the bedroom and into the
Okay. How many successes did you get?
I got 2.
Okay. You get 2 momentum. And the blood is human.
This blood appears to be human. If I had to bet, I'd say that our friends here, science officers, made it this far not science officers, the scientists who went aboard the artifact made it this far.
Okay.
But were injured by something.
And was that on the console, or was it on
No,
the
it was on
ground
the
near
floor.
one of the
It
consoles?
was on the floor.
Okay. So we'll have to kind of search this room a bit more carefully then. Is there anything else in this room, or is it just these stations?
The stations. Like you've realized that these stations are connected directly to the artifact. Like it's almost it's more symbiotic than like our keyboard plugged into a computer sort of thing. The station, it's almost like as if the station and these consoles are one and the same.
Okay. If we move around the room, do we find any other traces of blood, or just the one?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I want to check the console, the main one, if possible. If I can determine.
Yep, you can give me a reason science and you know that this is you feel this is important. So GM's like, if you want to spend a momentum, this isn't a bad thing to spend it on.
Yeah, I think I will.
Can I give him an assist on that?
You can, unless you're looking for the blood. You've got to do one or the other, obviously.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can stop looking for the blood, but you can't be like assisting and doing another action. You know what I mean? The assist is the action.
No, I'll try to suss out which way the blood is going then, if I have to choose.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow it. Leads out the door.
Okay.
The opposite door.
Am I trying to interpret, like, what?
Yeah, you're trying to work out
or...
a mixture of. You're sort of using your tricorder and all its language things that it has to try to understand what you're looking at. This is a new language that it's not translating very well, so you're really relying on like your full knowledge base of when there's something that you do suddenly recognize, being able to connect the dot. So it's not the easiest sort of thing.
Okay, so I am using a momentum and my tricorder for 4d20, and it was science reason.
Yes. And if you have any focuses that would play...
No. None that are 5. So that's 3 success. I think I figured out something important. Here, come take a look at this. I call it Staxa.
On over.
It looks like artifact created the black hole. It was a test, but it looks like something went wrong. Am I able to find out what went wrong?
No, because I mean, there's a lot of missing data from this. You know what I mean? Like, there's a great many mysteries surrounding this. So you're really only scratching the surface in the time that you're having as well.
Right.
You probably feel that the creation of the black hole was on purpose.
Yeah, I did guess that.
That wasn't a byproduct. That was what they were doing.
Why would anyone want to create a black hole?
Probably as a transportation.
Well, then they'd create a wormhole, right? Black hole's quite different, I think. Unless they've used technology I'm not aware of.
Maybe it can do something even... Maybe it can travel between dimensions, or maybe it can, because of it taking in light and everything, maybe it can be a passage through time.
Well, it will definitely take us a long time to figure this out. I think we should
follow the teachings of the patent clerk, Albert Einstein. We might see that there is a correlation between time and gravity.
But yeah, I am familiar with some Earth scientists. I've read up on them, of course. Yeah, I suppose it's possible that has something to do with time travel, or really something like that. but I think it's too early to say for sure one way or the other.
Okay.
I think
Well, we know that the trail of blood seems to lead out through some doors at the other end of the room. I would suggest we continue searching for them.
I agree. We can always
For now.
come back, probably, unless something
Yes.
happens.
Okay, so I guess we move on then.
The planet.
All right. Well, I'm reading postmortems, I guess.
So I will give you.
Hunt would like to spend a momentum
To do what?
to improve relations.
Is this a performance roll?
Maybe endurance.
Bet you wish you had the composure focus.
Yeah. Do you have any focuses that apply?
Xenobiology?
Infiltration?
That's wrong on so many levels.
and I do have composure. So
This is what happens when you get stuck with files and he gets bored.
Yeah, he got bored. I don't want to look at medical files. Goodbye.
Hello, baby.
I'll go off and do my own medical experiments. Thank you.
Yeah. Have you read the Starfleet Prime Directive First Contact Procedures?
Oh dear.
There's always got to be one.
Hunt's a rule breaker.
All right, so Kelle will finish her read through of the medical files and contact the Pegasus.
Pegasus here.
Yes, sorry to keep calling and asking for things checked. Would someone be able to look over these medical records and have the ship's computer confirm that the increase of death and declining birth rate is due to the radiation?
You hear him snap his fingers. Yep, we're looking at it now, if you can send the information.
Yep, and Kelle will scan it with a tricorder, not making a sound.
So it's not working.
So it's not working! Sending it to you now, Captain.
Okay, we're receiving. Give us a few minutes.
Yes, thank you.
I guess, depending on how long it's been.
It's been about an hour.
Oh, okay. Hunt's probably exiting one of the huts, and he looks a bit flustered. There's a group of what's this race called?
They call themselves Ithic?
Ithic.
Ithic.
Okay. So yeah, he's probably exiting one of the huts, and there's a small group of Ithics standing around, laughing and giggling and knowingly not having known what had occurred inside the hut. Hunt sort of pulls his, tightens his
Morals.
Not yet. That's
shirt.
the character development.
Yeah. That's for another adventure. And he begins to make his way back to Lieutenant Tuan. Tuan?
Yep, that's the name.
After
But for a reason.
For this reason, apparently. Alright, well.
The Vulcan is speechless.
The Vulcan doesn't know.
The Vulcan doesn't want to know.
It'd be like that. It's highly illogical.
And irresponsible and not allowed and
I'm sticking with illogical. But
all kinds of things.
so he gets back to the hut where the Minister of what?
Medicine?
Radiology? Medicine.
What did you say?
Mediology. Medial.
The Minister of Mediology.
Yeah, he's lost a few IQ points.
Hello again.
Any, It's obviously a little bit flustered. Hair's a little bit messed up.
Any what?
Tuan, so any progress?
Yes, they're just checking on the ship, but I'm pretty sure. Well, I am sure, but it's always good to double check. There's a declining birth rate, and some of the postmortems also are clearly due to the radiation.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So, has that affected any of the current locals, or is it affecting any age group in particular, or is it prolonged exposure?
A lot of the postmortems I was looking at appear to be for younger individuals, some children, so I don't believe it's prolonged exposure.
Are you saying that there may be some indication of radiation bursts?
It is possible. The declining birth rate is steady, though. It's not showing any spikes. It's just been gradually declining over time. The other deaths are not as consistent with that prolonged exposure theory, so that's why I'm having them check on the Pegasus.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's all that I found. Everything good with you?
He sort of stops, looks at you with sort of a blank expression on his face. Yes, I've just been familiarizing myself with the locals.
Oh, well, that's probably good. If we're gonna try and convince them to do anything, it's good to get to know them.
Of course, Lieutenant.
Well,
they are very friendly.
Yeah, they certainly
And
seem to be
curious.
very welcoming. Curious? Oh, you mean like before when they were asking about Lieutenant Alana's ears?
Exactly.
Oh. Well, to be fair, they haven't seen anyone from another planet before. Yes, Lieutenant Tuan, speaking.
This is Medic Tigrin. Your base assumptions are correct. We are sending the computer findings back to you.
Thank you.
There has been an increase over the last 3 decades in the death rate of and defects in children. The science team is feeling that the black hole has been increasing its radiation slowly over that time, and that there might have been a more rapid event more recently. They're looking into that side of things.
All right, yes, that would explain things. All right, well, thank you very much.
You will have the findings momentarily.
Thank you. All right, and I assume I shall receive those?
Yep, you get a notification on your tricorder that the information has been downloaded.
All right, Kelle would like to show the findings to the Minister of Medicine.
This is most troubling. If this is accurate, how did you compute such information?
I personally did not. I transferred the data to our ship. The Minister of Astrology, I believe, referred to it as a village in the stars. Is that right, Commander? Is that what he called it?
That is correct.
Yes, where they have the computing power to very quickly run through all the information and confirm the conclusions that I had drawn.
To have access to. This wouldn't create new medicines, but the information that could be gleaned over decades in such a short period of time is astounding.
Yes, it is.
I'm sure we could find a way around this problem in time, but
I'm afraid you won't have that.
looking at these charts, I do not believe we do. I will recommend evacuation.
Thank you, and I am sorry. All right, well, I suppose we will be leaving you now and heading to talk to another one of the ministers here.
Who we got left?
Very good.
Biology.
Biology and philosophy.
I'll
Take
let
your
Adam
pick.
have done philosophy.
Wait, he's gone to the Minister of Philosophy?
No, I'll let him have done the Minister of Philosophy.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Which is why I want to spend a momentum.
To do what?
Well, you got to make a good impression, but I mean, it would give us some advantage.
Okay. And Kelle will have no idea why.
Okay, so
Mum's the word.
Hunt's just realised, oh my god. That's okay.
And he's got some kind of a panicked look or something.
He had not realised that he had been becoming familiar with the Minister of Biology.
I thought it was philosophy.
Oh, philosophy. Wow. Wow. Okay. Hunt's really confused.
Apparently. Do you think we should go talk to the Minister of Biology or Philosophy?
I've already touched base with the Minister of Philosophy.
Oh, and what were their thoughts on this?
She is very amenable to an cause.
Oh, well. It's excellent that you were able to convince her. All right, well, I suppose that just leaves the Minister of Biology.
Yes, that does, Lieutenant. Hunt's face is really red.
Are you all right?
I'm perfectly fine, Lieutenant.
Oh, right. Your face is a bit red. I was wondering if the cold was maybe getting to you, but as long as you're fine.
Oh, no. I was just participating in some local activities before, built up quite a sweat, and yeah, I'm a little bit flustered. Let's go to the Minister of Biology, shall we?
All right, let's go.
And you find him watching the black hole. He's sitting outside on a
Is
on
it
a
doing
large
anything?
bench. No, it's staggeringly beautiful. I mean, in a way, it looks a bit like the movie Black Hole. You know, like you can see it. It's the light's reflecting. You know, it extends a lot further than you can see, but the light's reflecting off the particles that are in the swirl. So it does look both beautiful, but extremely dangerous as well.
Huh.
It doesn't fill up the night sky. It's not like covering you're at the sky, but you can see it. It's big enough in the sky that it can be seen.
And he's just outside?
Yeah, he's just sitting there watching it.
All right, then I guess we'll just walk over. Hello?
So many mysteries.
Hmm.
What do you make of it? Travelers amongst the stars?
Of the black hole?
Is it just another phenomena that you've encountered so many times before? To us, it's central to our heavens.
That is true. We would have a different perspective on it. Unfortunately, although it is very beautiful, it is also very dangerous. I assume you know why we came to talk to you?
I do. What else is out there?
Oh. What a question.
Where do you come from? What is your world like?
Which one of us?
We both come from different worlds.
I meant no offense, you look similar.
Oh, yes, there are many different planets. Some of them do have very similar looking populations. If you'd met one of our crew members, you would not think so. He is very distinctly different looking from either of us, specifically the blue skin.
Blue.
Yes.
I would very much like to meet him.
Ah, well, he's up there somewhere.
We spend our entire life in this village. We don't venture far from it. We all have our roles and we all do what we do. Why do you travel to stars?
Lots of reasons. I suppose it would depend on who you asked. Exploration, discovery, wanting to help people. Everyone has their own reason for wanting to travel.
And you, young man?
I grew up on the frontier, so my
You might have
family-
to explain it.
Oh, the frontier being the outer edges of our, the areas where we have explored. So that's where my parents were part of that exploration process, and I grew up with that. So while my heritage is all about, pushing the limits and exploring into deep space, I'm more interested in similar, but I liked the act of traveling from place to place.
And what is the appeal in that?
So for me, it's not the destination, it's how we get there. And it is also very interesting to, explore and understand different cultures and races.
Mm-hmm.
I am aware of the individual jigsaw puzzle that makes up each individual. The Ministry of Medicine learned this. Each person is unique. Each jigsaw puzzle is one of a kind in a way, shared by family. They were starting to use it to find some recurrent medical conditions in family members.
Oh, yes, genetic conditions.
Yes. Is that what you call it? Genetics?
Yes.
Interesting. I would like to see what's out there. I am willing to support evacuation. However, I do not want the death of our species, and I do not want the death of our planet. I require samples of all the plants to be saved so that our biological heritage does not fade along with the planet.
That is very reasonable.
Can it be done?
I believe so, yes. We would want to probably bring down a few more people to help with collecting samples, but it shouldn't be a problem.
If you can do this, I will support evacuation.
All right. Then we will get to work on that. Are there any other things you think we should know or that you would like us to do?
No, that is the main one. There is no animals here. Not for a
Ah.
long time.
Interesting. All right, well, we will begin collecting samples. And thank you.
Space station!
Earth to space station, except it's not Earth.
Yes.
Never mind.
So we keep on moving, looking for the missing crew members of the other.
And you
Shuttle.
find this one. It's another large room, another hexagonal one. It looks different, and you can see a Starfleet officer laying on the ground with what looks like a metal tube through his side, and there is another one of those robots that is on the ground in pieces. It looks like it has exploded.
Okay. We'll obviously move up for a closer look, but I'll have my phaser out and drawn.
Or we'll do the same.
And the robot does not move.
I'm going to go see if anything can be done for the crew member.
He is alive, but in a very bad way.
Okay. Can we
You
try
can
to
stabilize, though. Have to use the med kit that you have with you as part of your gear. So you know he's going to need proper medical attention.
Okay.
And this is another big room that's connected to the system. You think he's safe for now, but you know he's going to need.
Okay. So we've now seen 2 of them. So
Do you
there's
think
one
that-
more.
You think the ash pile was one of them?
Yes.
Well, should we push forward and try and find the last one?
Yep. If those terminals are up, though, can we take a look
They
to
are.
see if
Yep.
there's
Yep.
if the stuff is similar to
Yep.
what we'd seen on the other
You
ones?
can give me a reason science roll.
1 success. However, that 1 does fall under my discipline, so 3 successes then.
I will kind of keep looking around and have my tricorder raised, looking for threats or any sign of the other scientist.
There is neither.
Right, and then I'm going to watch the exit to the room. Just make sure nothing comes down it while he is investigating the terminal.
Oh, okay. So basically, when I look at the computer system, or the terminal, I'm able to piece together a little bit more, and it looks like we potentially could shut down, we could stabilize this black hole, but it'll be too late for the planet, the nearest planet, but it will prevent further damage being caused to nearby solar systems. However, there is a cost, because clearly this is something that was manufactured. It's not a natural occurrence. And if we are successful in stabilizing it, it looks like we'll lose... Probably this station will be lost, and so we'll lose all the information, because we did not have enough storage to get all the information that was off this thing. So the options are, we leave this thing, and it is a danger to nearby systems, and who knows where it's going to grow to. It could become a supermassive black hole, or we stabilize it and lose the information about it. So my inclination is to stabilize it. But either way, the planet can't be saved. So those people are going to have to be moved, but that's not our immediate concern, I guess.
Wow, that's fortunate. I agree, Commander. Turning it off or stabilizing it is best. I still want to see, maybe we can get at least a little bit more data out of these consoles.
Well, we do have one more crew member, at least one more crew member to find. 1 or 2. So
Yeah.
we can keep on looking
It's
for
true.
them, and then stabilized if it can be done at one station, or do we have to stabilize it bit by bit?
Step away from the console, please. And there is Dr. Talar and 2 other Federation personnel. They have their phasers out.
Talar, I'm glad you're here. Why do you want me to step away from the console? Are you taking over?
Yes, we're taking over. You will not shut
Said-
this artifact down.
Please explain. Why not?
Don't you understand the gift that we have been given?
Enlighten us.
An artifact that can create black holes. Imagine what can be done. Drop this on Romulus or Kronos. We could bring the Romulans and the Klingons to their knees. Eradicate them forever as a threat to the Federation.
Look, I understand that you see this as a weapon, but it's too dangerous to be left.
It's what it was designed to be.
How do you know that?
Because we've been studying it for a long time. We know what they were trying to do. It doesn't matter if it goes wrong. If it goes wrong in Klingon space, the Gorn, the Borg, the Romulan, all of them,
You're talking about genocide.
We are talking about survival. And we are talking about winning. How often have the Klingons and the Romulans kept coming back? Time, again, and again, and again.
The Klingons are our allies.
For now? And for how long will that be? Until the wind changes and they decide that conquest is their true goal. To die in battle like a good warrior.
Aura kind of sighs and looks at the exo.
I was just going to ask that. Yeah, your statement is completely illogical. You must know that what you're proposing is genocide, as Lieutenant Thatcher has already informed you. This is not a
Klingon lives, Romulan lives, Gorn lives, Cardassian lives. They don't matter. And they will matter even less when they are gone.
And I suppose your life
Your
does
logic
matter.
is flawed. You're bringing emotion into your logic. Are the others with her, Vulcan, as well?
Nope, they're human. But they seem loyal. Loyal maybe through ideology. Certainly off-book Federation point, at this point.
Yeah. But, so she's the science officer from the other ship.
From the
Or from
station, yeah.
From the station, sorry. And what is her rank?
Commander.
Okay. Commander, your actions and your views here obviously are in direct violation of both Vulcan and Federation views. Surely you can't expect to get away with this, nor can you expect that we will allow you to get away with this.
As long as we win, nothing else matters.
This is treason against Starfleet and the Federation.
This is the survival of the Federation. We have never faced more threats than we face now.
Clearly you're under some different influence because you're speaking with entirely too much emotion. This is most un-Vulcan.
As a scientist, you should know there are other ways to deal with threats than destroying all of them, committing genocide.
We have never succeeded in truly stopping any of these races.
But we've been able to coexist with them.
Barely. Always on a razor's edge, waiting for them to tip off that edge and invade our space.
Do you feel the same way about Andorians? Will we be the targets of your black hole superweapon?
You are part of the Federation.
If things continue the way they have, they will be part of the Federation. There are ways to deal with threats that do not involve destroying.
You are correct. There is ways of dealing with threats. Stop them! And the two guys step forward, and it's initiative. The Voyages of the USS Pegasus utilises the excellent official rules Star Trek Adventures released by Mephidius Games, featuring Emily as Lieutenant Kelle, Shadow as Lieutenant Aura, Raveninsane as Commander Hunt, Ken as Commander Yennek, and Ghost as the GM. Many of the sounds come from Sirenscape, an excellent app for bringing more life to your gaming table. You can find us at critfail.com.